Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner, and I'm back. Sorry for the week-long delay. Yeah, it's been about that. I meant to post this video up earlier, it's just I kinda made the mistake of picking up an RPG that I've been working on for the past 5 years and actually beating it, that RPG being Trails in the Sky, and well, that game's ending tugs at your feels so much that you pretty much want to go and play the second chapter. And the second chapter pretty much takes those feels and just runs with them. And as a result, you end up playing something that you just can't really put down, especially if you're like me and you want to get the most value out of the game, which means doing everything. Long story short, I'm only like not even a quarter into the game, and I'm at nearly 20 hours, and I've got so much more to do. Like, I'm pretty certain this is going to be a game where I like put 100 hours into it. Like the first game, I put 40 to 50 hours into it, and it had only 4 chapters. This one has 9. But it's a good game, and if you're a JRPG enthusiast, I definitely would recommend trying out the Legend of Heroes games. There's Trails in the Sky, that's PSP and Steam. Trails in the Sky, the second chapter, that's PSP and Steam. And there's also Trails of Cold Steel, that's PS3. I haven't played that one yet, but I'm assuming it's very good, much like these other ones. And then the third chapter for Trails in the Sky comes out next year, I think for just Steam only, so I'll have to get that. But anyway, Uh, off that topic, onto the current one, let's take a look at some Japanese Cardfight Vanguard deck lists because I've been curious to see how the game has been going ever since Set 7 came out. There was the one list that I talked about, which was the Hulk Roar Bellog Overlord deck list. That still seems to be the popular way to run the deck, and we'll see very like it's more or less you see some cards from that those kind of overlords pop up now and then. Like you pretty much see, as far as Kagura goes, the cross or an overlord slash what, I don't even know its name. It's that card where when you're over, it's the grade 3 that counterblast 2, you ride an overlord from your deck, and then on rearguard it's a Nahalem plus Dragonite Nadam. We'll get to him in a bit though. So anyway, first we're going to take a look at the, well, actually there's no deck list for this one. It's just the 5th Phantom VGCS, but it is noteworthy that this is the last tournament to occur before the restriction list kicked in. And as far as its top goes, Naciel won it. Overlord got second. Third place was Naciel again, and fourth place was Diablo. The Overlord list was the one I did a feature on, so you can go check that video out to see it in action. And then let's see, the Angel Feather deck ran 12 stands, 4 Black Seraphs, and a Red Run as a forerunner. Not sure about that one. No Sanctuary Guard popped up in that one. We'll see where Sanctuary Guard places in this format pretty soon. Let's see. Takasuki GCS. First place Gear Chronicle, seventh place Seven Seas, third place Gear Chronicle, fourth place Gold Paladin. Top 4 was Chaos Messiah with a Venom Dancer, Gear Chronicle with Chrono Fang Tiger and Chrono Jet Dragon as a mix-up, Sanctuary Guard Blaster and Naciel. No lists for poked proud up on that one. And then people ask, how is it that Gear Chronicles able to do so much? Doesn't seem blah blah blah. People basically have had a very, very, very difficult time accepting the Gear Chronicle being as strong as it's now become, especially given that you aren't really pulling off a, well. Here's here's how it more or less goes. When people look at Gear Chronicle, they think of it as next stage the deck, when it's basically moving away from that in more of that it wants to just take its toll on the opponent, as Arch Avalon here is saying, with its ridiculous amount of pokes when you're doing your combo plays, as TikTok Worker and Melum with Metallica Phoenix and History Maker Dragon allow you to pull off a very good number of attacks, and set 6 gave it a couple really good commons to work with that I'll talk about in a bit. But basically, yeah, you just poke your opponent, and then when you go for next stage, when you feel like that's going to be when you kill them. And also, if your opponent flips a damage trigger, then you have to change your game plan. Anyway, so first off, someone was able to find the Chrono Fang Chrono Jet hybrid. I'll let that load, and then there's Hanasaka VS, first place Gear Chronicle, second place Gear Chronicle, third place Overlord Blade Master, and fourth place Chaos Messiah. No lists yet. Why is TikTok on the watch list? Oh, yeah, like TikTok is. I think it's going to be a hit. Like from this set onward, after Angel Feather got hit, while Angel Feather is still a playable deck, Gear Chronicles have become the best deck in Japan and the most played deck, and we'll find out the numbers pretty soon. Let's see. Fighters Road, Hatakata winner, and second place. First place Gear Chronicle, second place Kagro. This is G regulation, by the way, so the lists will look odd, i.e. the Kagro list runs OG Overlord and Lacrosse, but no backups. I mean, no Legion mates. But it was still enough, I guess, to get him through. Interesting. Let's see. Blade Master crit because Titan is one of your main strides, and you can just throw into the soul off of that. And then this grade 2 here in the middle on the left side, that is Dragon Knight Natum. I think it's how his name goes. And his effect is when he intercepts, you can give your Vanguard the ability to retire a unit that is resting if your opponent's attack did not hit, much like Balog. So, yeah, it's a pretty okay grade 2. Let's see, moving onwards, we got to next page. So while that loads, let's take a look at this Chrono Fang list. So the list consists of 3 Jet, 4 Tiger, and then let's see, 3 Upstream, 2 Calibum, 1 Silent Tom, 1 Twin Mazer, 4 History Maker, then 1 GG, 3 Straticists, 4 Arlem, that is the unit that when you bind it, tucks a unit. Yes. 4 Melum, and then 1 Atana, which when you bind it, buffs the unit by 5k. And then for the triggers, it runs, let's see, 4 Urwatar, 3 Uluru, 4 of Steam Scarlar Car Transom. What does that thing even do? Can I Google it? Let's see, G Trial Deck 6. I don't think it does anything else. It's from these other trial deck. Huh. Trigger units, 1000 trigger. Odd. And then for the G Zone, 1 Sea Breeze, 2 Next Stage, 2 G4 Uluru, 2 Phoenix, 4 Bind Time, 3 Warp Drive, 1 other Gear Chronicle G Guardian, and then 1 Light Elemental G Guardian. We'll get to that guy in a bit. So moving on, we got G3 line for that Hakata Gear Chronicle deck list is. I see 4 Chrono Jet, 1 Square 1, and 1 Metal Glider. Oh yeah, Square 1 Dragon is the new common from the recent booster set that I'll talk about in a bit. And... Alright, so here we go. This is the one I was going to talk about. So, second Kanto VGCS team tournament, 132 participants, and the clan distribution, and pretty much the Japanese metagame in a nutshell is as follows. Gear Chronicle in the top spot for most played deck, Angel Feather following suit, and people thought the Refros being hit would kill Angel Feather off. Nope. Nostiel is kind of really good with Nurse of Broken Heart defensively. Then Kagero, because Denial Griffin and Defeat Flare Dragon are pretty good cards, I hear. Then we have Granblue, which is still a very solid deck for what it is, although I think some of these other ones are able to tank it better. And then Link Joker falling off the rear. So those are our top 5 decks. So what this means is that Paladins have slowly been phased out of the format, which is pretty scary, considering that Paladins were kind of disgusting. Like look at these. Look at how many Royal Paladin decks there are. Less than 10. Whereas a couple months ago, Paladins would have been one of these 2 spots up here, but they're not, and that's crazy. Let's see. Pale Moon still. Dark Irregulars still irrelevant. Aquaforce is still someone in there. 1 Mega Colony, 1 No Nectar, and Dimension Police. Despite your booster set and your 4 drive check G units, still not doing anything. Huh. This guy was able to find the top 8 deck list for Pale Moon though, and it is Beast. Is it Harry? Oh no, it's Legion and Lukier. Huh. That's not what I expected it to be. Their G Guardian's very good though. Does this even run the Lukier stride? I don't think so. It runs the new Gen Rare, 2 Lunatech Dragon. Hmm, interesting. And then the VGs, yeah, these are the decks from that tournament. So let's get started on this. First place is Gear Chronicle here. We happen to have what's become this norm for these lists. So 4 Chronojet, 1 Baloth, 1 Metal Glider Dragon, which is the on-call kind of less 1, tuck out grade 1 or less rear guard, and then 1 Square 1 Dragon. So this is Gear Chronicle's Mega Blast unit, and his effect is Mega Blast your tuck all units or something. But no, the reason why they play this deck is on the field, it's treated as a grade 0, which means you can time limit into a Mellum and start your Mellum combos. And it also has the ability of during the end phase, you can Soul Charge 1 while it's in the Rearguard Circle, which is good for building up Soul for your Warp Drive Dragon or in your GGs. So yeah, that's why it's in there as a one of. You have Valaf as a 5th Chronojet Dragon, and then yeah, your Metal Glider. Otherwise, the grade 2s and 1s have become very standard for now. It really is just become 4 Steam Breath, 4 Perfect Guard, 4 Mellum, no, like 3 Mellum, and then like your one-off tech spots for GG and then the other cards. This guy's running the Negan, yeah, in order to unflip damage. 2 next stage, 2 Metallica Phoenix, 3 Warp Drive Dragon, Revolution, 5 G Guardians, and then the Colossus. I'm not sure if I would cut Fate Rider Dragon just yet, but maybe like this is pretty close to what I'm playing right now. It's just my twos are a bit different. I'm running the Lugan and not running Glimmer Breath Dragon. But so that's that. Second place is a very interesting concept. This deck's goal is to deck your opponent out through just continual stalling. It's a Chaos Messiah, Dark Zodiac, and Freeze Ray Dragon. There's an actual blog on this where I think the guy talks about the deck concept. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it over, but that's basically like it's a slow deck out strategy. And then Nasiel, because Nasiel's kind of good. I'm not going to flip this one around because the other Nasiel list looks pretty much like it. Let's see. Then we have second place Gear Chronicle. Then we have Kagero featuring Dragonic Overlord the Legend and the common from set 7 that lets you Counterblast 2 to ride Overlord on top of him. Then you call this guy out to Soul. Then while he's on rear guard and your Overlord attacks, he gains 5k. So it's a Nahalem. And the best part about this is that you don't need to run the Cross or the Great as your other Vanguards. You just. And he's not even running Burnout, too. He's just playing. Then again, he can't really support Burnout, but he's playing Nodum and he's playing Hulk Roar Dragon plus Balog. Oh lord. So, and he's got a Heart Stamp Defeat Flare. Nice. Then third place we have Gear Chronicle again. Pretty much the same list, so I won't go into details on that one. Kagero, this one is a Legend Great and that other Grade 3 we were talking about. G-Zone I think is pretty standard. And this is pretty much the Kagero G-Zone moving forward. Then we have Nasiel here, standard Nasiel list. Then fourth place we have Gear Chronicle. 1 Sanctuary Guard Dragon, and he's only running 2 cards. Okay, buddy, okay. And Nasiel, including 3 perfect cards. I only run these amount of perfect cards because I'm focused on attacking. So, what can we take from this? Basically, when set 7 drops, Kagero is going to see his spike in play. I imagine even more so here because we like Kagero in North America. Gear Chronicle, I don't know if it's going to see the same amount of play here as it does in Japan, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Angel Feather will still see play, and Grand Blue will still see its amount of play. And then we'll see like all kinds of other decks coming up the rear because that's how North America is. And yeah, that's it for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and until next time, this is Booster39, jacking out.